Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been diving deep into Verse Peace lately, you probably already know how clutch swords become once you hit the late game. Sure, early on you can get by with pretty much anything, but when the real grind begins, not all swords are created equal. Some just hit different, whether it's insane M1 damage, nasty crowd control, or splashy AoE that clears enemies like butter. That's why today, we're breaking down the best swords you can get your hands on, and trust me, some of these are absolute game changers. So, if you're wondering which blades are worth the grind and which ones you can leave behind, you're in the right place. We've put together a full tier list to help you make those tough calls. Whether you're looking to dominate PvE or flex in PvP, this guide's got you covered. Let's get into the sharpest picks in Verse Peace and see which swords truly slice their way to the top. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking swords in Verse Peace. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching! The swords in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Yoru, Saber, and Katana. Ever had that moment where you're standing in the middle of a boss fight, your health is low, and you start questioning your life choices, specifically, why you brought a katana to a demon war? Yeah, let's talk about that. So first up, we've got Yoru. Now, don't let the fancy name fool you. It's currently chilling in D tier, and for good reason. The Z move does 4,191 damage with an angled slash, and while that sounds cool, the actual range and utility? Meh. The X move is a full AoE slash, dealing 3,353 damage, which is kinda decent if you're surrounded. But still, it's not game-changing. You'll need to cough up 25,000 Wowos, plus 30 black iron and 25 wood, and yeah, it's from the Yoru teacher over in Snow Village. Not terrible, just kinda mid. Next up is Saber, and this one's got a bit more flair. The Z move hits for 3d430 with a double slash that travels forward, pretty nice for lining up enemies, but the real beauty is the X move, multiple medium-sized AoE slashes dealing 4,001 damage total. That's some solid crowd control. The catch? You need 1,000 reputation or bounty, and 1,500 gems to snag it from the Shanks teacher on Jungle Island. So yeah, it's a bit of a grind, but it pays off if you know how to use it right. And then, we have the humble katana. I mean, bless its heart. It tries. The Z move fires off a little projectile that does 1,676 damage. It's like showing up to a pirate raid with a butter knife. Cute, but not gonna carry you far. You can grab it early on from the katana seller on Starter Island for 2,500 Ys, 10 wood, and 5 iron. Honestly, it's perfect for beginners, or for flexing that "I've been here since day one" energy. If you're just starting out, katana is a decent stepping stone, but you'll outgrow it faster than a noob in PvP. Saber is where things start getting spicy, and Yoru, well, it looks cool, I'll give it that. But it's kinda like that one friend who always promises to carry but goes AFK mid-fight. At the end of the day, swords in Verse Peace aren't just about damage numbers, they're about style, how they fit your build, and how much you're willing to grind. So pick the one that vibes with you, and remember, no matter what tier your weapon is in, you can always outplay someone with good timing and movement. Just maybe don't 1v3 a bounty squad with a katana. Learn that one the hard way. The swords in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Toji, Grimmjow, Rengoku, Kashimo, and Excalibur. Alright, let's talk swords in Verse Peace. You've probably seen some pretty crazy abilities out there, but today, we're diving into the C-tier swords. Now don't let that C-tier fool you. They're still pretty fun to use, and you can definitely make them work in the right hands. So grab your swords and let's slice through this list. First up, we've got Toji. This guy is all about fast, precise slashes. His Z move is a double slash that looks slick, and it does some decent damage. If you want to hit multiple enemies, his X move does medium AoE slashes around you, perfect for clearing out groups. His C is a huge AoE dash forward, so if you're looking to close the gap and deal some good damage, this is your go-to. To unlock Toji, you'll need 2,500 gems and a Heavenly Spear, plus the Heavenly Restriction trait. It's a solid choice if you want something simple but effective. Then there's Grimmjow. Now this one's a bit tricky since it's not available anymore, but let's talk about what made it so special when it was. Grimmjow's Z move was a massive vertical angled slash, while his X was a nice medium AoE dash forward. That dash just feels satisfying to use. Sadly, you can't get Grimmjow now, but if you were around back when it was available, it was a pretty solid pick for getting those big hits in. Rengoku is another fan favorite that used to be available but is now unobtainable. His Z was a full AoE / around you. Talk about a massive area to clear. His X threw 3 celestial shurikens after a big slash, while his C was a crazy double vertical curtain slash in a 60-degree cone. And don't forget his V, a whirlwind of slashes that hits everything around you. Rengoku's moves were pure chaos, and if you managed to get him back in the day, you definitely felt like a powerhouse. Next, let's talk about Kashimo. If you've ever faced off against the Kashimo boss, you know it can be a tough fight, but the payoff is worth it. Kashimo's Z is a medium-sized forward push, which can knock enemies back, while his X is a beam strike, great for long-distance damage. His C is a long-distance dash forward, perfect for closing the gap and landing that finishing blow. To get Kashimo, you've got a 5% chance to drop him after defeating the Kashimo boss. It might take a few tries, but trust me, it's worth it. Now Excalibur, oh man, this sword is classic. Its Z is a full AoE / around you, which makes it great for crowd control. Then there's the X, a long forward slash that's great for dealing damage from a distance. You can pick up Excalibur from Saber in Snow Village for 2,500 gems, 20 goblets, and 5 light shards. While it might not be the flashiest sword out there, it gets the job done, especially if you're looking for a reliable option. So there you have it. Even though these swords are in the C tier, they're still pretty fun to use, especially if you're just starting out or if you want something simple but powerful. Sometimes, the best sword isn't the one with the highest numbers, but the one that feels right for your playstyle. Keep experimenting, and who knows? You might find that your perfect sword is one of these underrated C tier gems. Keep slicing! The swords in this tier are in order from top left to bottom right. Anubis, Sid Kaganu, Alucard, Ichigo, Shusui, Maki, and Stark. Alright, if you're diving into Verse Peace and looking to get your hands on some powerful swords, you're in the right place. So, let's cut through the noise and talk about some of the B-tier swords you definitely need to know about. Trust me, these weapons are going to make your grind a lot more fun. First up, we have Anubis. This sword is a beast with its damage numbers, but getting it isn't exactly a walk in the park. You'll need 5,000 gems, 1 Anubis sword, and 10 Cursora to craft it at the crafter NPC. But it's worth it. With moves like a full AoE whirlwind slash that deals 16,063 damage, you'll be clearing waves of enemies in no time. Its C and V moves pull off some epic crowd control, making it a solid choice if you like both offense and utility in your swords. Next, let's talk about Sid Kaganu. This one's got some serious potential with a moveset that'll keep enemies on their toes. From a massive AoE slash 9,146 DMG to a huge Skybeam barrage, 13,720 DMG, Sid Kaganu's got the goods. You can get it by trading 1,000 Shadow Fragments, or by farming the Shadow Castle dungeon boss. But keep in mind, it's a 1% drop chance, so it might take some time to get your hands on it. But once you do, you'll be dealing some heavy damage. Then we have Alucard, and oh boy, this sword is powerful. With massive AoE slashes and a shadow curtain that can hit from a distance, you'll be putting out some insane damage. To craft it, you need a mix of Alucard blood, Kazal, Jackal, and a vampire race, so yeah, a bit of a grind, but the payoff is totally worth it. Plus, it's perfect for anyone who loves being up close and personal with enemies, thanks to those massive slashes. Let's switch gears for a second and talk about Ichigo. If you're a fan of big AoE moves, you're going to love Ichigo's Z move. It delivers a huge AoE forward slash, perfect for clearing out crowds. It also has some sky beams that cover a lot of ground. You can buy it from the Ichigo teacher on Boss Island, but getting the materials isn't a walk in the park either. You'll need to grab the Zangetsu blade, Zangetsu handle, hilt, and blade, so prepare to grind a bit for this one. Moving on, we have Shusui. This sword is super versatile, with a mix of a full AoE tornado, a powerful long-range beam, and a dash-forward move. It's definitely one to pick up if you want something that's good for both damage and mobility. The catch is that it spawns randomly every 5 minutes, and you need a hefty 5 million coins to buy it from the Shusui master. So, yeah, better start saving up those coins. Now let's talk about Maki. If you're looking for a sword that's great for AoE and some control, Maki's moveset might just be your best friend. It has a full AoE whirlwind around you, 5,037 DMG, a push attack, 4030 DMG, and a couple of claw slashes that clear space. It's a pretty good all-rounder if you don't want to focus too heavily on one specific type of move. You can get it by purchasing it from the Maki teacher in Jujutsu Village for 5,000 gems and 1 split soul katana, but you also need the Zenin trait. Then we have Stark. Now this sword has some solid moves, especially for people who like ranged combat. It's got short forward beams, a barrage of beams around you, and an even more focused barrage aimed at a point in front of you. You can grab this sword from the Stark teacher on the beach aisle for 5,000 gems, resurrection energy, and a bunch of other materials. It's not the highest damage sword out there, but it's really good for picking off enemies from a distance. So there you have it, a rundown of some solid B-tier swords in Verse Piece. Each one has its unique strengths, so it really comes down to your playstyle. Whether you prefer AoE carnage, big slashes, or ranged beams, there's something here for everyone. Get ready to grind and find your perfect weapon to take your gameplay to the next level. The swords in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Toji UL, Red Mist, Chahane, Stark LL, Kokushibo, Butterfiles, Zenitsu, and Virgil. Alright, let's dive right into it. Today we're talking about some of the most insane swords you can get your hands on in Verse Piece. If you're grinding for that next OP weapon, buckle up because these swords come with some seriously powerful moves that'll make you feel unstoppable. Whether you're a fan of flashy slashes or just want to wreck your enemies in style, these swords have got you covered. Let's break it down. First up, we've got Toji UL. This beast isn't just about looking cool, it's about delivering some major damage. The Z move hits with 40,200 damage, giving you a flurry of AoE slashes and a massive slam to boot. Then there's X, a long-range thrust attack that packs 36,000 damage, perfect for those who love to keep their distance but still hit hard. If you want to get up close and personal, C's flurry of slashes will deal 42,800 damage. And of course, V turns you invulnerable for a brief period, while you unleash 58,700 damage across a large area. To get this bad boy, head over to the Toji Unleashed Teacher NPC in Jujutsu Village, but it'll cost you 10,000 gems, a Heavenly Spear, a Split Soul Katana, and a Curse Worm. Definitely not a cheap one, but totally worth it. Next on the list is Red Mist. If you're looking for something with a bit more finesse and elegance, this sword is for you. With Z, you get 2 angled slashes followed by a double slash that hits for 20,900 damage. X throws multiple short-range slashes, and C gives you a short-range cone pull, perfect for crowd control. V offers a single large slash around you, dealing 33,500 damage. Plus, F buffs your damage by 40% for a short duration, which can really make a difference in tough fights. You can grab this one by using the Mimicry material, which you can buy from the Dungeon Medal Exchanger NPC for 250 dungeon medals. Let's talk about Chahane next. This sword is all about speed and precision. Z offers a long-range dash with 33,533 damage, while X hits with a flurry of long-range attacks for 37,724 damage. C is a whirlwind of slashes that covers a massive area, dealing 37,725 damage. And V delivers a double slash followed by a light eruption from the ground, 41,916 damage in total. You can purchase it from the Chahane Teacher NPC on Dungeon Cave Island for 7,500 gems, a Sword of Light recipe, 5 light ore, 100 iron, and 50 wood. It's definitely a great sword for those who want a mix of speed and power. Now let's not forget about Stark LL. This sword is a bit of a grind to get, but trust me, it's worth it. You'll need to go to Karakura Town and buy it from the Stark Los Lobos Teacher NPC. The cost? A hefty 10,000 gems, 100 Resurrection Energy, 100 True Hogyoku, 2 gun barrels, 2 handles, and 1 Los Lobos core. It's a lot, but the moves this sword packs are insane. Plus, you'll need to make sure you've got Stark Sword and the Los Lobos title. Once you get your hands on it though, you'll feel like a true powerhouse. If you're into full AoE slashes, Kokushibo is the one you want. Z unleashes a full AoE slash around you for 23,400 damage, while X adds a twist, throwing out Celestial Shurikens after a slash with 24,100 damage. C is a double vertical curtain slash that covers a 60-degree cone for 25,100 damage. And V takes things up a notch with a whirlwind of slashes around you, dealing 25 to 100 damage. All you need to grab this one is Kokushibo's sword material, so if you're looking for some crazy area damage, look no further. Next, we've got Butterflies, which sounds cute but hits hard. Z gives you multiple short-range beams for 23 to 900 damage, while X launches a medium-range cone shot for 25 to 100 damage. C, it's multiple medium-range cone shots that deal 24 to 300 damage. And V delivers a forward barrage of butterflies that hits for 30,100 damage. F is a damage buff that increases your sword's damage by 40% for a short duration, perfect for those long boss fights. You can purchase this sword from the Butterflies teacher on Runes Island, but you'll need 10,000 gems, 100 death butterflies, 1 solemn, and 1 lament. Zenitsu's sword is up next. If you love fast attacks, this one's a perfect match. Z offers a medium-range forward dash with 25,100 damage, while X lets you barrage enemies with a flurry of slashes for 18,800 damage. C is a long-range beam attack for 25,700 damage, and V will have you dashing in an X pattern, dealing 34,200 damage. To get Zenitsu's sword, you'll need to defeat the Zenitsu boss to get the material. It's a solid sword for players who love speed and precision. And last but definitely not least, Virgil's sword is the one that brings the style and destruction. Z is a backwards evade move that sets you up for an attack. X delivers multiple small slashes around you for 13,413 damage, and C has a burst of fire that leads into a huge AoE slash for 16,766 damage. V unleashes a massive AoE barrage from the sky, dealing 25,150 damage. You can buy this sword from the Virgil teacher on Runes Island for 5,000 was, a Yamato sword, and a motivated chair. Make sure you've also got the Alpha and the Omega trait if you want to unlock this powerful weapon. And there you have it. These swords are a game changer, offering everything from massive AoE slashes to precise long-range attacks. Which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments, and happy hunting, warriors! The swords in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Lancer, Rowan, Emiya, Sungjin Woo, Sids, and Yoriichi. Alright, let's dive right into it. If you're looking for the ultimate powerhouses in verse peace, then you've come to the right place. Today we're talking about the top tier swords and the insane damage they can dish out. These bad boys aren't just flashy, they're game changers. So let's break down these S tier weapons and figure out what makes them stand out from the crowd. Let's start with Lancer. This one's a beast. Its Z move hits a medium AoE thrust attack that does 41,916 damage, and that's just the beginning. The X move, a spinning attack followed by a massive AoE slash that deals 50,299 damage. If that doesn't get your blood pumping, the C move is a double slam for 50,300 damage, and the V move is an even bigger AoE thrust attack at 62,075 damage. And then, we have the ultimate F, which launches a cutscene attack dealing a hefty 100,600 damage. But here's the catch. Getting your hands on this sword is no walk in the park. You'll need to farm the Lancer boss raid chest for a rare drop of Gaibulg, and to unlock the ultimate move, you'll need an ultimate rune, which also drops from the Lancer boss. It's a grind, but totally worth it. Now, let's talk Rowan, a fan favorite. It's got some serious AoE damage potential, starting with its Z move, which is a forward-moving boomerang that returns for 62,775 damage. Then you've got the X move with a massive AoE slam, followed by a slash, dealing 50,300 damage. C is where things get a little tricky. You slam the ground, spawning a black cloud that deals DOT damage. And for V, you fire an orb that creates a storm cloud, stacking on more DOT damage, bringing it to 64,970. To get Rowan, you need to either drop it from the Son of Rowan boss, good luck with that 1% chance, or trade 10,000 gems, 1 Son of Rowan trait, and 100 Rowan fragments. So patience is key. Moving on to Emiya, and let me tell you, this sword is a powerhouse in its own right. The Z move does a double slam followed by a whirlwind dash for 101,000 damage. Yeah, you heard that right, 101k. X gives you a double long-range thrust attack at 55,200 damage. C is a double slash, followed by a thrust attack, totaling 6,8500 damage. and V unleashes long-range beams that erupt from the ground, dealing a lot of damage, 74,800. To unlock Emiya, head to the Emiya Teacher NPC on the Lost Isle and shell out 10,000 gems, 1 Khonshu, 1 Bakuya, and the Trace on ability. You'll also need the Hero of Wrought title. It's a grind, but those numbers speak for themselves. Sung Jin Woo. If you haven't heard of this one yet, I don't know what you've been doing. Z brings you multiple AoE slashes and a slam for 40,200 damage. X does a long-range thrust attack for 36,000 damage. C is a flurry of slashes in front of you, hitting for 42,800. And V is where things get wild. You become invulnerable and start slashing in all directions, covering a huge area with 58,700 damage. Oh, and don't forget the F move, where you summon Egress to fight alongside you until you defeat an enemy. To get Sung Jin Woo, head to the Sung Jin Woo Teacher NPC on Starter Island. You'll need 10,000 gems, 1 Basaka Dagger, and 1 Night Dagger, plus the Second Awakening title and Monarch trait. It's a big investment, but this sword packs a punch. Now, let's take a look at Sid's sword. This thing is insane. The Z move deals 41,900 damage with multiple short-range slashes around you. X hits for 51,900 damage, followed by slams and more slashes. C unleashes a whirlwind of attacks in a large area, hitting for 42,800 damage, and V brings out a massive AoE Skybeam barrage with 62,800 damage. And the F move? A massive AoE blast that does a jaw-dropping 134,100 damage. To unlock CID's sword, you'll need to visit the Shadow Teacher NPC in Frosttown during the night. It'll cost you 2 Sid Eyes, 2,500 Shadow Fragments, Sid V1, and the Shadow King trait, plus the Shadow Garden title. If you want big damage, this is the sword for you. Let's not forget about Yoriichi, one of the most stylish swords in the game. Z does 23,400 damage with multiple small but full AoE slashes around you. X is a slash followed by throwing out 3 Celestial Shurikens, all for 24,100 damage. C brings out a double vertical curtain slash in a 60-degree cone for 25,100 damage. And V is a whirlwind of slashes all around you for 25,100 damage as well. To get your hands on Yoriichi, you'll need to place among the top 5 on the Endless Dungeon leaderboard. It's not easy, but the rewards are worth it. So, there you have it. These are the S-tier swords that are making waves in Verse Peace. Whether you're looking for massive AoE damage or a sword that will help you wipe out enemies in a heartbeat, these weapons have got you covered. Just remember, getting your hands on them isn't always easy, but with enough dedication, you'll be swinging these swords like a pro in no time. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.